Hello there, my friends. So yesterday, my wife and I went to see the eclipse, a total solar eclipse. Now, we were in Pittsburgh, and I could see by the weather forecast, it was going to be cloudy. It was going to be all clouded in. So in order to get to the path of totality, it was about 2.5 hours north of here. Oh, by the way, thank you all 13,000 of you for subscribing to the channel. It's great having you guys as a positive force in my life. I appreciate it, and I hope I can give back. But I like telling you guys these stories. I hope you like them. If you do, send me a comment. So we were going to drive north, but everybody else was going to drive north. I mean, a lot of people were already there. I had friends that went to a campground in northern Ohio, and I had friends that were in Erie, which is right on the lake in Pennsylvania, if you don't know. And they both invited me up, but we decided to it was going to be weather dependent, and it didn't look good for the last few days. It didn't look good at all. But this morning, the morning of, it was the most amazing thing. I woke up, just went into the bathroom. The only reason I mention that is because it's the only window on that side of the house that I could possibly see what I saw, which was a rainbow. So I got my camera. I went out into the street. It was just before 7 a.m. There was nobody on the street. And I took video pictures of this rainbow, and it stretched all the way. I could see the full arc of it, right? The full half circle of it. So, yeah, it was amazing. And I thought, what a great day this is going to be. This is going to be an amazing day. So I was kind of 50-50 on whether or not we were going to make the trip, because I thought, well, there's going to be a ton of traffic. We're going to go up there. We're going to stay there for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes to drive back. It's a long drive for me. And especially for my wife as a passenger, like, we should have traded off. But anyway, so we took these back roads, and it was really funny because we kind of got to this waypoint that we know. It's on the way to my brother's house, and it's this little gas station. So we stopped there to, pick up supplies, and I bought this, of course, because I had to. And the checkout lady was like, "You going to see the eclipse?" It was just the funniest thing, the way she said eclipse. And I said, "What gave it away? The gum?" And she said, no, everybody's buying snacks, and I think they're all going up there. Well, where we were, it was still cloudy, but it was starting to get a little bit better. And I looked at the weather map, and it looked like it was going to be a better chance up north. Pittsburgh had like 87% cloud cover, it was supposed to, and the place up north was going to have like 60-some% clouds. And I thought, this is almost in your backyard. This is basically the universe, this is the way I interpreted it. Like, this is the universe saying, here's your chance to see me at work, right? To see this amazing thing. And I did not see the 2017 eclipse. I still have my eclipse glasses, and that's what we used for the safe viewing, because the glasses that I bought on Amazon about 3 days ago, Amazon sent me a note saying, don't use these glasses. So they refunded me the money, but it was pretty funny that, thank goodness they did that. But I ended up using those glasses as a cover on my phone lens, and got some great shots of the eclipse. But anyway, I love the eclipse. That reminded me of like are you Italian? It's like that kind of American accent thing. But anyway, so we go up, and we're heading on these country roads, staying away from the main roads. And it was a beautiful drive. There was really very little traffic at all. There were plenty of stretches of road where we saw almost no other cars. And then we got up to just north of Mercer, and then we turned onto 19 for a short stretch, and then off into Greenville Road. And there was some traffic there. No stop and go traffic though, just a lot of cars. And so we made it to this Walmart parking lot. And that was the place that I had picked on the map to go to. As a destination was in the path totality. Now we were in the path totality as soon as we kind of got north of Mercer, but so we knew we were going to have a chance to see it. But I thought this would be a great place. We go to this Walmart. Nobody's going to bother you in a Walmart parking lot. I mean, I've known people that parked RVs there, on road trips and things. And they have a bathroom and they have food, obviously. So, like, anything you could need, they pretty much have. But that was my first time in a Walmart. I know. There just aren't any convenient to me. So I thought, you've heard all these crazy stories about Walmarts and people that go to Walmarts. So I thought, well, this might be interesting. Well, we walk in and we see some of the like Star Wars memorabilia. I'm a big Star Wars fan, stuff like that. They have like toys and things, or Legos and lightsabers, all kinds of stuff. But I didn't buy any of that. I have plenty of that. If you see my videos, And I thought, so anyway, we get ready for the event, and the employees are all with glasses, and they're all going outside at intervals, and it's really cool. And the thing lasts, the eclipse lasts about 3 hours or so. So you can see like a little slice of the sun being occulted by the moon, and then a little more, and then a little more, a little more. So people were checking its progress. So we did the same thing. We took, tested our sunglasses over the camera lens kind of thing on the phone cams, and that worked pretty well. And then anyway, there's this. We're getting really close, and the clouds. Okay, so there were like alto cumulus clouds, and they were maybe medium height, and they were occasionally obscuring the sun. And there were kids in the spot like across the way from us, and parents. And every time the clouds would go, they had this thing where they would go, and they would try to blow the clouds away, and it was very funny. But you could sort of see it. There was a clearing coming up like near the horizon, and it looked like it was going to be just about right, for like the clouds to be like just kind of these high hazy clouds instead of these lower thicker clouds. And I thought, we really have a chance to see this. This is amazing. Very anticipation, looking through the phone and then looking through my glasses and looking at this little tiny sliver of light, catching that limb, right? And then this pickup truck pulls up, and there's a guy and a girl in it, and the guy leans out and he says, "Oh, hey guys, you missed it. It's over. I have this. I just got pictures from a friend of mine in Rochester, New York. It already happened there, so you guys already missed it. So you're looking for totality, right?" And I was like, "Okay, that's great. Thank you. Have a nice day." And he kept he was insisting that like we had missed the eclipse, and there was no way we missed the eclipse. I mean, I know what a total eclipse is supposed to look like, even though this is the first one I was viewing with my very own eyes, and it was just amazing. Now, somebody later, actually today, a friend of mine said maybe you were on camera, maybe he was trying to get people like reactions to that. And I said, I don't know, I didn't see that. But I said, I have his voice recorded, though, because I had my GoPro set up, just catching like the way the darkness fell over the parking lot. And so I think I recorded his voice. But you could barely hear him. But it was just like, why would somebody do that, right? Only in a Walmart would somebody like try to rain on your parade, unless he was completely misinformed. And his buddy did send him a picture, and he didn't understand the difference between seeing a little sliver and totality. So anyway, thankfully he went away. And about less than 5 minutes later, there were clouds, but the full on eclipse happened, and we could see it for a full minute, maybe a minute and a half. It was just fantastic. I don't know a lot. I do know a little bit about science, and I do know more than the average person probably knows about astronomy. So when I think of like life and the heavens in kind of a metaphysical way, I tie it to science, and I think of like the earth and the moon and the sun and that arrangement, right? So if the earth were not just this distance away from the sun, if it were closer, we wouldn't be here. If it were further away, we wouldn't be here. Like life would not be able to exist as we know it. And the fact that the moon and the sun are about the exact same apparent size in the sky, right? The moon is 300 times smaller than the sun, but it's also that much more distant as well, 300 times more distant. And so it just can perfectly occult the sun at certain times. And the fact that it doesn't happen every month, the fact that like the lunar orbit, as opposed to the orbit of the Earth around the sun, is 5 degrees off. And the fact that the shadow length, like because of the eccentricity of the moon's orbit, doesn't make this happen like perfectly all the time. It happens somewhere about every couple of years on Earth, but it only happens in a swath of of land or sea. Like the shadow is only so wide, and so we had to get into it, and we did. And the sun and the clouds were just perfect. I mean, it was just a magical moment for me. Uh, it's quite possible it's the only time I'll ever see this in my entire life. I mean, the next one that's going to be convenient is going to be in like 21 years in the United States. Sure, you could fly to Spain 2 years from now, uh, if you can do that, if you can afford to do that. But yeah, it was such an amazing moment. But I had to tell you that story about the Walmart parking lot. Oh, and then the parents and the kids behind us, after totality, and we were ready to get on the road again before the crazy traffic jam happened, and it did. We were like, "Thank you so much for getting the clouds out of the way," and the kids were like, "No problem," and the parents were like, "Yeah, if you need any help changing any traffic lights, let us know." I said, well, "Okay, wish us luck." And we took country roads out of there, but then I was using Waze, and Waze kept trying to put me on the main road, and I thought, okay, well, we did go on the main road for a few miles before we turned off onto the country roads again, and it just got us into a traffic jam. But fortunately, it was only like 10 or 12 minutes, and then we were able to like cut out on country roads. But even then, we kind of got sidetracked because there was a washed out bridge, and we had passed it on the way up and had to do a detour around it, and I couldn't remember how to do the detour back, so we just went back to the main road. And by then, or that far south, the traffic had cleared, so we were able to just hit basic rush hour traffic, light to light to light, all the way home. But it was long. It was, it took us 2.5 hours to get up there. It took 3 hours to get home, and that's about the limit of what I want to drive, like 5.5, 6 hours with a short rest. I just don't really want to do that anymore. And my wife being a passenger, that must have been really grueling for her too. But anyway, we survived it, and I think our relationship survived it. And we should have stopped somewhere to eat or something. Um, but yeah, so but I'll never forget that eclipse, and I got some great photos and some video, and it was just a magical moment with my wife, and I highly recommend it. Um, so that was my eclipse experience. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down below. I'd love to hear what your experience was, no matter where you were, and what you think about this crazy, crazy celestial arrangement. Just the way the sun and the moon and the earth line up sometimes. And yeah, that's all I got. So I just want to thank you all for being great, loyal supporters. All 13,385, 87 of you. Yeah, right now. So good luck out there. Have a great day.